This is part one of a two-part series of not only ripping Feld a new asshole, but mocking and ripping some Feld bots that have been long needed to be ripped. Me and my buddies did this the other night, and we were chatting for over an hour long, and since the main reason for this was because of the cars, and the rest of it was for other things, I decided to split this into two parts. So this part, which is over 22 minutes long, will be just exclusively about the car removal. And the last 40 minutes, which will be part two when I get to it, will be the rest of the video mocking the idiots. So if you want to see just the cars, here you go. But if you want to see the more, tune into that when I eventually get into it. Now, on to the video. Well, this took a couple days of waiting because some shit popped up. This was supposed to be back on Monday night after Tommy's freestyle event, but we had a little bit of a delay on that and had a good time doing that, so we couldn't do that till right now. As here is a giant rant that we have about Monster Jam getting rid of the stand-in turning cars. But before we do that, last time I had Adam, Aaron, and Najee on. They're back here as well, but we have 4 new members here: Tommy, Chance, Matthew, and Duncan. Care to introduce yourselves one by one?
I'm Chance.
Everyone,
Figure 3-5 here.
and of course, Duncan's still being silent. But
I
anyway,
didn't introduce myself last time. I might as well do it. Hello, guys. It's time to start a new one.
yeah, you just copy what Adam said last time. But anyways,
The Feld scream.
yep. But anyway, oh yeah, Feld scream, Najee. That was awesome.
Pathetic compared to the last one.
I could do better than that.
Yeah.
But anyways, as we're about to get off topic,
One more
as
time.
it said, it was a few days ago, as it's on their article right here. I have the Monster Jam article. Back on February 15th, so 3 days ago, they had this article titled, "Beginning this weekend, Monster Jam will discontinue the use of freestanding cars as obstacles within our shows. Our commitment to the safety of the fans, drivers, and crews serves as the incentive to take this step. The advanced technology of our Monster Jam trucks and elevation of the skills of the athletes, drivers serves to provide an outstanding level of excitement. Crushing is an important part of a complete Monster Jam experience, so alternatives are being studied for possible future inclusion to increase the entertainment value. Cars embedded within dirt will continue to be used in stadium events. Development in safety and event qualities will evolve the global phenomenon of Monster Jam." Now, of course, first off, why the fuck does it say freestanding cars? It's turning cars, you dipshits! That's how we refer them as! Jesus Christ, you make it so fucking confusing, or you make it sound like you're taking out all the cars, for God's sake! Anyone's gotta say something about that? It's so stupid.
Yeah, and all those turning cars that are used for freestyle. Najee, do not interrupt me. Yeah, all these turning cars that are used for racing, they're taking all of those out for freestyle as well. So the only ones that are left are the cars that are on that one dirt mound on the 2019 tracks in the bus stack, which barely don't even get touched.
Anything else?
And they say themselves
Correct.
that crushing is an important part of a complete Monster Jam experience. So why would you take them out?
Tommy,
Because they're
Chance?
dumbases.
Ah, yep, that's true. What about you, Tommy?
Because they're stupid.
Tommy, Duncan, Matthew, anyone?
And I'm not sure if everyone said it, but they do realize that that's what monster trucks were kind of, made to do.
Yep, exactly.
Backflips and all that, crushing cars.
Yep, but they'll never learn. But anyways, they are replacing. Anthony posted this picture on one of the servers where they replaced the turning cars with monster truck tires, kind of like how they used to bring back turning poles. Now, of course, are they bringing back 5-second penalties? Because if they're not, then what's the point of even replacing them? Because that's going to make it so easier for them to honestly get off course, because the tires are easier to get over than the cars. Like, what the fuck is up with this bullshit? Does anyone even know if they brought back the 5-second penalty or not yet?
I don't think they did.
Because that's the
I
only
have
way that
no
can
idea.
make sense. But
I don't think so yet.
yeah, because they're going to be easy getting over them, because that's the point of the
Let
turning
us
cars,
know.
so they stay on the track, and if they cut them so loose, they hit them, and they'll be penalized, basically. Not in terms of, time, but screwing up. So unless they bring back the 5-second penalty, this was completely stupid because those tires will be easily pushed out of the way, and they'll probably be like the same thing too, like flipping over and shit too. And of course, I'm quite curious what would happen if they get crushed a bunch of times. I'm sure they're gonna probably lose like their elasticity and being usable as poles and shit. So it's just not a smart idea. And then what are they gonna do with the tires for freestyle? They're gonna leave them out there as obstacles, which would be kind of interesting, but I highly doubt that. It is just so dumb. And of course, where was the thing at? Here we go. This I've been shown numerous times on both Adam's server and on mine and shit about the reasons why they're being replacing the cars or getting rid of them, as that we fought for a minute. This is one of the reasons I've been heard. There's 3 of them, and supposedly they're written by Mark Harper, the monster truck driver. He does fuck, it won't come off to my top of my head. Outlaw, right?
Outlaw.
Yeah, that's what they say. Like, so this is apparently from him. Not fully sure if that's true or not because it's so bad. But I debunked all 3 arguments the other night, and I'll be posting them on the screen too for everyone to see. First, the argument was availability. With scrap prices and towing so high, promoters cannot afford $3,000 to $5,000 per weekend on junk cars. Second was the contaminating the dirt. The newer cars break apart due to plastics being integrated more in cars each year. And third, the biggest issue, the cars fold up. With the new unibody cars, which make up 90% of all cars on the road since 1992, they just don't take multiple hits from a truck. Example, a 2008 Chevrolet Impala was laid flat after a second hit from a truck. In a 6-truck event during a 2-minute freestyle, which is normal these days, after the 4th truck is run, the car has been hit approximately 20 times on each side. There is nothing left for the last couple of trucks. Another issue with the unibodies is the collapse on one side. You would think this is okay, but in an arena or coliseum that is already limited on room, it creates an issue for us flying close to the walls and fans. Huh? Personally, I'm a huge supporter of crush cars, but the new era of car is not good for performance for a show and is not the safest type of ramp for our fans anymore. With the trucks flying higher and faster than ever before, safety is our top priority. Over the next few years, you'll see more fabricated ramps, and more obstacles built from dirt. This is the best scenario for the quality and safety of the events. We want to provide the best quality entertainment possible. We feel like we disappoint our fans when we can't do big, out of control jumps due to crush cars falling apart. Hope this will help some understand it. Oh my god. I just hope that whoever said that was Mark Harper, please just be a lie. Please, that can't be true. No way a monster truck driver can actually be this dumb enough to say something like this. Am I right? Oh god, it's so terrible. Anyone wants to say anything before I show my debunked arguments on this crap?
Now, if you're one of those indies events and you're kind of like, you don't have the protective tarps for covering the first few rows, that I could kind of understand, but with Monster Jam and all that, they've, limit off a few rows, so
yeah.
I don't see how a truck could get that much air off a car and go into the stands, unless you're Captain's Curse.
Yep, and of course the cars are in the middle and stuff. Anyone else want to say anything?
Of all this, I have to say this is one of the most retarded things that Feld has done, and I thought the World Finals move was fucking bad, but turns out this is 9 times worse than the damn World Finals move.
Anyone else?
Well, that's something we can agree on.
Yep.
For somebody going to shows since '89, those shows are better than the ones now.
Oh,
exactly.
Adam's server is going to be triggered by that one. Adam, what do you got to say about that one?
I will take the L for my server.
Okay. So,
all right, anyone else got to say anything before I debunk it?
yeah. Okay, so...
I have my own comments after you point out each point.
Yep.
Okay, so this is my stance on it, right? If indie events can afford car and bus stacks or car and bus stack ramps, why can a major company like Monster Jam or Feld not afford $3,000 worth of cars?
Which is what I'm going to get to. So anyways, the first point was availability. With scrap prices towing so high, promoters cannot afford 5 cars per weekend. Now, of course, indie events still do a whole bunch of cars I've seen like Monster Jam front. So if they can afford it, how the fuck can Monster Jam not afford it? And of course, this is information that goes against Monster Jam, but according to their yearbooks, which the last one I had was 2013, so it's 6 years ago, but it's still relevant probably. According to their yearbook, they scrap the cars after events. So they take them right back to the junkyard, and they're gonna get some money off it. It might not be all of it, but they're still gonna get some money off of it. And either way, it doesn't matter. Monster Jam, this is as of 2001. This is the most recent numbers I got, so it's gotta be much higher than this after 18 years later. They were making $45 million in profit a year with Monster Jam. If they can keep that up, they gotta be much higher since. How the fuck can you not afford cars and stuff when you're making $45 million in profit? It's probably higher than that. And then, of course, where was the other argument? Because I had them all written down right here. Where's scrap cars? Where's the... yeah, that's right, debunked about the Ford and stuff. Where the fuck's the rest of it? Oh yeah, that was all of it. So that was my argument about if they can afford the cars and shit. It's not that hard. They can afford it. They can scrap them afterwards to get some money back. All right, you said you had points after that, or is it first the next one?
Yeah, I just don't understand because like Feld Motorsports is a multi-million-dollar company.
Actually, it's $1 billion.
And just think, or even a $1 billion company, but so you can afford so many junk cars per weekend, like.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like,
and if
they're
you're
just using that as an excuse to save money.
Yeah, we all know the real reason. It's not safety, it's just money. And if you're so restricted on money, here's a better idea. How about stop making so many new monster trucks and focus on making tracks? We got enough monster trucks as we is, and let some more independents come in. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, and
And
then
then one of the other points about the money is like, if you're so low on money, stop doing so many tours and stop doing so many just show 2, show 3 in the same city. Do one show per place. It's simple.
and of course they can make money too. But now here we go to the contaminate dirt part about the newer cars break apart due to plastics being integrated more in each year. I mean, more plastic being more into cars each year. This is complete and utter bullshit. Cars break down every time when you fucking crush them. And not only that, but there's parts where the monster trucks break apart too, and when they flip, their bodies break off. Parts are all over the place. That also, by that logic, contaminates the dirt too, you fucking morons! Jesus Christ! And not only that, according to the same yearbooks too, what they would do is they would siphon out all the stuff in the dirt as they take it out and recycle it. So how is this even an argument? They already have this problem, and this has been a problem forever. And why is it all of a sudden now a problem? It's bullshit. Anyone else have the same thing? It's just an invalid argument. God, I'm so pissed off.
All the dirt, so there should be like no plastic whatsoever, and the dirt's perfectly fine for the next FELD Motorsport event. Just doesn't make any sense. That's just a very bad excuse.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone else got to say
Not to
anything?
mention you don't know what other contaminants are in there.
Yeah.
That's because they're just lazy bastards who don't want to do their job.
Yep, exactly.
Probably just up on, like cleaning up all the dirt just because they're lazy.
Yep.
And then, like, go on.
It's true, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was true.
Oh boy. So anyone else want to say anything as I get to
Probably
the third
is
point?
true.
Anyone else want to say anything?
Yeah. So, going on to like the cars crushing too easily or whatever.
Oh, I'll get to that if you want
I
to say.
saw
I'll get
someone
to
in
that.
Adam's server. I
And the
forget
next point.
who exactly it was,
It was Chase. I was.
but yeah, Chase
I was busy.
saying that you just plain can't buy cars from, or buy like the better cars from a long time ago.
That's so bullshit. Of course you can. They're usually the ones that are in the
It's
junkyard
harder.
more right now. What the fuck? But of course,
Dumbasses.
yep, they are dumbasses. All right, so now we'll get to
Yep.
the third point about it's actually multiple points. Remember, cars fold up with the new uni buys make up 90% of cars since 1992. They can't take multiple hits, take like 2 hits, and collapse in, and such a difficult process to take out. Okay, first off, whoever said this said 90% of cars have this problem since 1992. 1992 was 27 years ago. Fuck, all of us here, except Tommy and maybe Chance, since we all know how old you are, weren't even born yet in 1992. If this is 90% of cars back then, how the fuck was this not a problem till fucking now? How? That doesn't make fucking sense. And then, of course, folding in. The cars always fold in and collapse when they always get crushed. And also, they become better because they're about getting more air off of cars when you crush them. The first times you hit them, you get huge sky wheelies that land on the cars. All the trucks that come in afterwards, they get more air in terms of distance, as I point out later on. Like, you remember, like, World Finals 2. Like, remember when Alan Pizzo went for the cars for the racing lane? He got that awesome sky wheel, and then later on when Tom came out, he cleared the racing lane the first one he hit. For God's sake. So, they still are crushable, and they get air, too, in two different ways, so it's a win-win in that regard. And then, of course, what was the other one about the,
And also debunks whoever keeps saying you can't get bigger off cars.
Yeah, that debunks Josh, too, but we'll get to that later. Now, where was the one about the, where was the thing about, oh, yeah, the, about, I guess, safety flying close to the walls and fans? If you're talking about arenas, most of the cars are pretty much near, like, the middle, if they still even had them, by and large, so I don't think the trucks are gonna get so much gigantic air that they're gonna, like, I don't know, like, fly into the stands, like flying in Dragon Air early in my yellow stream. Pretty funny. I don't think it's that much of a safety concern, especially when it's Monster Jam, where they close off the front rows, so, oh, God, the stupidity. Oh, and there's the new thing about fabricated ramps. What the fuck is that even supposed to mean, fabricated ramps? There's just not a single good argument here. It's all shit. All shit. And if this seriously is Mark Harper, then, I know you're a monster truck driver and I have enormous respect for you, but if you said this, you're just fucking dumb. That's all I can say. You're just fucking dumb. Anyone else has to say anything on this?
And if it's a fear of flinging parts into the stands, then why have the cars in there in the first place?
It's another thing, too, I forgot to add. If they're removing cars because of safety, well, first off, you still have cars on the track, so that safety has still persists. But also, the monster trucks shoot parts in the air, too, or break apart. So by that logic, we can't have monster truck events because they're a safety hazard. So we can't even enjoy them. They just gotta be sitting on the ground, and that's going to your logical conclusion, and you can't deny that. Anyone else got
yesterday on Adam's server, I pointed that out to someone, and they were like, "Don't get off subject." They had no good argument for it. They just tried to tell me that I was trying to get off the subject so they could get out of it.
They just can't.
Once a failed ass,
Yeah, but the
always a
trucks
failed ass kiss.
And Adam?
Even if you look at Adam Anderson's freestyle, Minneapolis 2018 December, Adam's drive shaft or brake, or I forgot what it was, it flew so far across the track. If he crashed, like, into the wall, the drive shaft could have landed straight in the stands and would have killed someone. I know you want to bring up Tacoma 2009, but someone tried to turn that around, saying that a crush car killed in 2009.
That was funny, too, because that actually wasn't. The drive shaft just broke off of natural high when it took the turn and flew somehow into the stand. So I just still find it kind of weird since the drive shaft loop is down, so it somehow would have had to hit the ground, somehow get underneath natural high and fly into the stands. That was a very sad accident, but it's just a very freak accident that we can't fucking control. If you don't want any of this safety hazards to happen, then by that logic, we can't have monster trucks do anything whatsoever because they're a safety hazard. So what we have to realize that some point, safety is just not, you can't go any more further than we already have. Like when the 4-link and drive shaft loop, whatever, shut them off. But also, likewise everything else, you let them go if they break, like pop a tire or whatever. Oh, and by the way, Adam, didn't Josh say they got rid of they no longer do steel plates underneath the stadiums to protect the grass? That they do like plastic now and wood.
No, they used to do like what, sheet metal and plywood. Now they do plastic and tires.
No, they would do wood. They would do wood, sheet metal, then the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now they use plastic, plywood, and dirt.
Yep.
At this point, just put paper on there.
Yeah, or why even have a monster event then if that's just so cheap to do that? Oh, and guys, remember, at the same time they're facing budget cuts, they're having record profit. Which one is it? You can't pick both. It's either one or the other. Make up your goddamn mind already. And of course, your server Adam always does that argument, and it's really fucking pathetic.
They're losing They're losing money because of going to like all these other places, not in the United States.
Oh, and another thing too, I point out, which we'll probably be doing when we rip some people early out. Have you all noticed in a whole bunch of events, there's a whole bunch of empty spots in the stands and such? I've noticed that for the last bunch of years. Am I the only
Because
one?
nobody
that
wants to go.
Does anyone else
No,
notice that?
nobody wants to go to a lame show that just shows dirt.
But
Don't let
I've
me
seen
count
that
in.
too, Tim.
If
Yeah,
I
the
wanted to
graves are
see some
winning.
trucks go over dirt, I could go in my backyard and pull out the trucks in my closet.
But does anyone else see all these empty spots in the stadiums? I'm not the only one seeing this, right? Because according to Am Server,
Yeah.
that's not happened. According to Josh, that's not happened, and attendance has actually gone up since.
So if you used to have sold out crowds, and then like in the most recent years, like they're just not even completely filled.
Like I remember earlier back in
I was
January.
at the last Georgia Dome event. The whole stadium was packed. I go the following year to the new show, empty seats everywhere.
Yeah, I remember because I've only watched like 3 freestyles this year. It was back earlier in January. It was what was it? First it was Tampa. I think it was in San Antonio, and then Anaheim. And I remember the Tampa track. That place when they showed the stands, they were fucking empty. It was so noticeable. How on earth can these fucking idiots deny that there's fucking empty spots everywhere? It's so goddamn obvious. I see it. You all see it. Stop fucking lying. It's there. God.
Or since it was Florida, people were probably fearing the rain.
Well, they're a bunch of pussies then.
Leave if it rains. Fans even left the Tampa event, I believe, the second Tampa event when it rained.
Oh, boy.
Don't make me mention World Finals 19 because that stadium had more empty seats than ever.
Yeah, that's true. As a matter of fact, I saw someone earlier posted like a year ago. Actually, it was Joshua Chamberlain. He posted footage of World Finals 3 from like official view. I saw the stadiums when they were driving down. The whole stadium, even all the way on top, the very top of the stadium near Thunder Alley, those were packed. Even the last bunch of years when I was, it wasn't that way. That place was fucking packed. The crowds were cheering so crazy when they were coming out of Thunder Alley and stuff. That was not the case anymore. And they don't even cheer and stand anymore when trucks do anything crazy. It's not. Mosh Gym is just not as good as it once was. How is it that we can all see this? And oh yeah, remember when Josh said that the majority of fans actually don't agree with us? We're gonna get to that later. How is it we all can see this, but he and the others can't? I don't get it. Oh, actually, I do know why in Josh's case, which we'll get to later.
Is it not obvious that Feld does not give a fuck about Monster Jam anymore? How is it not fucking obvious?
They never did. That was quite obvious.
Even arena shows have empty seats.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And well,
No one really wants to go to a show where you see Gravedigger win every time.
Well, as long as it's fair. But
Or
anyway.
Maxine.
Thank you for watching part 1. Tune in hopefully soon for part 2.